Hi, welcome to AFTV. I've got Robbie with me. We've just beaten Girona 2-1 outside the Stadium Montalivi. Robbie, do you know what? Lee ended with a very good point. I know you actually mentioned this in the preview. Bigged up the team. They ended up third in the whole league phase of Champions League, which on paper, and if you're a neutral, that's a good achievement. And people criticise Arteta in Europe, but third in the Champions League, you give them a lot of credit for what they've done so far. To this stage.
Of course, you know what I mean. Like to come third out of 36 teams in Europe, and we're talking about, the best teams. This is the Champions League, so the best teams in Europe. You've got Real Madrid in there, you got your Barcelona, PSG, all top teams. Bayern Munich, and we come third. You know what I mean? So that's to be applauded, of course. We're only getting started, and we avoid a very tricky knockout stage. You know what I mean? Because now all those teams that have come below the top 8, they got to play off, and if you lose that, you're out. You don't even drop into the Europa League no more. That's it. You're done, finished. So it's a really good achievement what we've done so far this season in the Champions League. When you consider the amount of injuries we've had as well, I think that they've done brilliantly in this tournament. You know what I mean? They've been brilliant so far. What can we do to follow it through now? You know what I mean? But so far, excellent. And tonight was a very professional job. Got the job done. We're able to rest loads of players. You know what I mean? We got Man City, of course, on Sunday. Tough game. Obviously, they had to go full pelt because, they had a do-or-die game. They've won the game. They were 1-0 down. Yeah. But that's a lot of pressure for them. Players having to go full pelt, whereas we've had a really relaxing evening in a way. You know what I mean? So many players have been rested. Reyes rested, like right throughout the team. And
did you ever feel nervous? Did you ever feel not nervous, but a bit apprehensive that they might get back into it? Because remember, there was a disallowed goal that was touch and go to get a draw.
Yeah, listen, I thought the goal was offside anyway. Okay, we saw that the replay on Julian's phone. I was like, yeah, Julian, that's offside. You know what I mean? Like you could see. But yeah, I mean, listen, we went 1-0 down as well. Let's not forget that.
Wow, yeah, of course.
Went 1-0 down and come back and won the game. And it was a really shaky start. I thought Neto at the start was very shaky, man. He had that slip at first. And then, like Lee said there, if he had saved that he would have been sent off. What was he doing trying to save it? He's miles out of his goal. Thank God he didn't save that. I mean, he looked very, very nervous.
Emotions would be running though. You'd expect first time. You'd expect that a little bit.
Yeah, listen, and this is why I'm glad they played him in this game, because he could be called upon at any time with injuries. And that's what I was saying when we was doing the previews. Play him because, we're practically through. We would have been through even if we'd have lost the game tonight. Play him, right, so that we can see what he's made of, and rest up Rayo. He's not had a rest. He's played every single game this season. So it worked out good in the end, because after that he recovered well, and he was very assured after that. So, and it's a well-earned win. Okay,
let's talk about Ethan Nwaneri quickly, because he ended up getting player of the match. He got the Champions League player of the match today. Just talk to me on him, because it feels like he was out, he was injured for a bit. We feel like we're missing something. Could he be the answer to Saka's absence? And then today he came back in, and I feel like every touch he was superb. And Lee said, I'd start him against City, but he did play a lot of minutes. Is he someone?
No, he has to start against City for me. I thought he was absolutely outstanding. You know what I mean? Like, he's a problem.
Big game to go into. A City.
Yeah, and listen, and he's a big game player. You know what I mean? He's 17, but he's like giving me the same sort of vibes as your Miles and these guys, where they've just got no. They've got no fear. Yeah. They've got no fear. He's got nerves of steel. You know what I mean? And I thought he was outstanding today. And, I thought he was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And, yeah, of course he can play against City. He's ready for the big stage, man. That goal he scored was very Saka-esque, wasn't it? It was like the sort of goal. And we've seen him score a goal like that already this season.
He scores quite a few bangers, to be fair.
Yeah, he just takes it in his stride. I think we've got an unbelievable talent on our hands. We've got an unbelievable... This kid could be an absolute star at Arsenal. It's a message for some of these other youngsters at Arsenal that are quick to run and go grab up money elsewhere, or thinking that, you know what I mean? Look what he's done. Look at him and Mars Lewis-Skelly have done.
Yeah, because young players will say there's not a route. They don't see I've heard a lot of academy players that also say don't really see a clear
Listen, it's tough. It's always tough as a young player to break through, right? But what Mikel Arteta is showing it is a clear pathway if you've got the talent to come through, right? Saka has come through. We're now seeing Ethan Nwaneri and Mars Lewis-Skelly. For me, right now, I think Ranieri starts. And there's an argument to say, even Mars Lewis-Skelly, he'll start loads of games as well. So, these are 17 and 18-year-old players and they've established themselves in the first team. And it's not just that they've been thrown in only because of injury, because in pre-season, both of them were excellent as well.
Yeah.
Remember, we saw them over in America and we were like, hey, these kids, they look ready. They look ready like they could start right now. So I think it's great that these kids are coming through the academy, and he was the star of the show tonight. You know what I mean? He was absolutely outstanding.
Unbelievable. What you said about Marzio Skelly there, I've put one on you now. I know you're going to do previews and build up to that game, Man City, but does he start over Calafiori? Because we spoke about the red card, we said how it might affect him, and he's on a good run in the team, but obviously Calafiori is scoring in the Premier League against Wolves, and then obviously today, he looked all right, Tidy say. Who do you start?
I thought he played well today, Calafiori, and I think I'd probably start Calafiori in that game, but if I come to the game and Mars Lewis-Skelly starting, I'm not upset, you know what I mean? So that's how well he's done. But I probably would start Calafiori. He scored that very important goal for us in the last game. He looks like he's back to full fitness. I thought today he played very well as well. Listen, it's good that we're getting players back, because we got we got into the business end of the season now. Next time we're back in this business.
Yeah, facts. Yeah,
you know what I mean? No more group stages. It's knockout football now. Every game's like everything's on it. In the Premier League, it's like every game's like a knockout. This is the business end of the season. So, we need these players back.
Anything you saw from today that made you feel a little bit disgruntled? Was there anything from Arsenal's play, whether that was slow build-up, was anything you looked and thought, or do you excuse them because it's a rotated side and what? And
rotated side, and I thought we played well. We controlled the game, didn't we? We dominated the game. Let's be real. Even when they scored that goal, it was really against the run of play. And we dominated the whole game. I know that they're out already, but we dominated the game. And, it's not, Liverpool didn't find it easy when they came here either.
Yeah.
So, we dominated the game. We got the job done with a completely, much changed team. Yeah. So I think we got to give full credit. The only thing was that it should have been 3-1. We missed that penalty at the end of Sterling. I knew.
Did that annoy you? Because Lee was jumping up, I promise you, in the season.
Well, he's always jumping up, isn't he? Yeah.
but
to be fair.
But Sterling, go on, give me your thoughts on that.
I thought he had a good game.
Yeah, okay,
you know what I mean? Because what I liked about him, he was taking on players. And what we want to see him do. And I'm feeling a little bit sorry for him, right? Because if he does take a player on and he loses the ball, which happens when you take players on, right? Sometimes they're going to win it back.
Yeah.
Sometimes you immediately get a groan from people. Oh, look. No, but you want him to take people on. And there is no player that I can think of that takes people on that every single time you get past them. Sometimes they will win it. But I thought he played really well today. He was causing a lot of problems. But when it come to the penalty, I was like, kill the game off now. I know it's right at the end of the game, but I was sort of like, kill it. Just make Odegaard, you take the penalty. When he handed that over, I remember the one where he handed it over to Havertz. That was different. We were winning that game by 3 at that time. That was different. This one, I'm like, nah, kill the game. Kill the game off. And to me as well, I've seen Sterling's not a great penalty taker. I remember him at City missing quite a few. So I was just like, what's this?
Yeah. Should he had a penalty before? The one that he went down and got booked for? Do you think that, I don't have had a good enough view of it.
I looked like he dived to me.
Oh yeah, I've said that as well.
I've got to say, I thought, with all we've been talking about referee controversies and that, I thought this referee's pretty fair today. He allowed a lot on both sides. Yeah. I thought he was consistent with what he did. You may have been upset with the decision here or there, but he was consistent. And that's what you want with referees. So I thought the referee refereed the game well. In any VR decision, it was done quick. You know what I mean? Well, why can't we have that in the Premier League, Mr. Webb? You know what I mean?
End it there.
Why can't we have that? I just wanted to say something just before we go. You was asking about the Ollie Watkins thing and that. Listen, as long as we get a striker in, the Ollie Watkins one's going to be very difficult to get done. Mm-hmm.
So does it show intent from the club though? We heard, like I said, the bid went in Monday. We heard when was where we were sat today, and so it shows that.
You lot were saying it's exclusive. I mean, David Ornstein did tweet that out earlier on as well.
Oh, damn.
But apparently the bid was on Monday, so that shows a lot of intent. That shows that they are trying to get something done. They've just got to get in reinforcements. They've got to get in. I mean, I like the fact that they put £60 million down on the table, that means they're serious, right? I'm not sure if they'll get Watkins. He scored tonight and assisted, I think, for Villa. Yeah. They're now through, didn't they make the top 8? Mm-hmm. So they're not going to, they'd be crazy really to sell him. But then him or Duran's going to go. I think it's probably going to be Duran. But they've got to get somebody. I know it's tough. I know it's difficult. But we have to get somebody.
But it's fair. It's fair to say it's a problem if they don't sign someone because they've got. We know we've got the money, they have to get it done.
To get somebody in. You know what I mean? If you failed with Watkins, go and get somebody else. But it shows intent. I know there's people out there saying, "Oh, it's fake." That it's not fake.
They made a bid.
They are trying to get people in. You know what I mean? You can't be out there screaming, saying, "Oh, what are they doing? How comes I'm not hearing it?" And then when they do put a bid in, say, "Oh, well, it's all fake," and they're just doing it just to make it look
for
like
show.
It.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, don't be stupid. Everybody can see we need a striker. Even they can see we need a striker. At least they're trying to get someone in. Let's hope we get someone in because, as I said, business end of the season now.